You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour.
TMZ leaked a video that showed Wanda's husband chasing after Katt into a store with a in his.
Ask him something or say something, it was like he kind of came for me. Just because of the respect that I had for him, when he started coming at me, it kind of threw me off. So I didn't know how to retaliate or how to come back because that's not how.
I was on That's So Raven. I was on all this shit. I did extra work. I was on all of the white people TV shows, the black people TV shows. I used to be on Dance 360, bitch. I was here.
Girl, this comedy beef is getting messier by the minute, and Tiffany Haddish is coming in hot. Katt Williams might have thought this feud would fizzle out, but Tiffany just threw gasoline on it and lit the whole thing up. Forget rapper drama. Comedians got beef that hits different. Word on the street? Tiffany is now hinting that Katt personally destroyed Wanda Smith's whole career. Like, what? That's a bold accusation, and it's got folks questioning. Is she spilling real tea, or just coming for blood to get back at Katt? Either way, this just got real spicy, real quick. Let's get into it. Now, at first, the idea of Tiffany and Katt beefing sounded random as hell. But if you know Katt Williams, then you know he's always starting fires with somebody. Their drama kicked off when Katt went on the Club Shay Shay podcast last year and came for Tiffany hard.
Can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh.
He claimed she straight up lied about ever performing at the Comedy Store, said she made the whole thing up. But he didn't stop there. Katt also dragged Kevin Hart, calling him an industry plant, who only got in the game to hold the door open for Tiffany. According to Katt, the only reason Tiffany blew up was because Kevin helped push her. Whew, this ain't just jokes, it's full-blown war. Now that gate was wide open, and Tiffany strutted right through it with no hesitation. Katt Williams tried to downplay her work, acting like she ain't earned her spot, but Tiffany wasn't having it. She clapped back, saying she put in real work and even dropped receipts. Then came the shade. Tiffany said, "I'm not mad. I just wish he would get his facts right about me." Dang. I guess I'll send him a reminder text. But then she really twisted the knife, adding, "Are we sure that's Katt Williams? He looks a lot like Charleston White." Oof.
No one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in? Ain't he now opening it up for... Don't such and such open the gate for... What do you mean?
When Katt stayed silent, Tiffany turned it up even more and called him out for being an addict. She posted, "I'm looking forward to us working together one day again, Katt Williams. We will definitely have fun. At least I know I will, 'cause I'm talking ish on set every day we work together. I'm excited about how hard we will laugh." Then came the backhanded jab. She said she believes him when he claims he's not struggling with addiction, but seeing him with a lighter leash at the Emmys made her question her beliefs. But let's not act like Tiffany's a saint either. Folks were quick to call her out for the irony. She's been booked for multiple DUIs and still under heat over that wild lawsuit involving minors. And now she's the one coming for Katt over lighting one up? This whole feud is a walking contradiction.
Already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe.
But the movie the girls trip movie.
Yes, ma'am. The one with with three of our greatest black actresses in it. You mean that one?
Right. But I'm just saying, Tiffany Haddish.
Ma'am, you could have had that role, and everything that happened would have happened unless you thought you were necessary to write the Saturday Night Live monologue.
Anyway, even though Katt Williams kept quiet after Tiffany's latest blow-up, this beef is still sizzling. And now fans think Tiffany's blaming him for ending Wanda Smith's career. And it all goes back to that explosive moment in 2018, when Katt hit Wanda's radio show and things went from chill to straight-up chaotic in minutes. What was supposed to be a normal sit-down spiraled real quick. Katt and Wanda were throwing jabs left and right until it turned into a full-blown roast session. But here's where it gets juicy. Everything was cool until Tiffany Haddish's name came up. That's when Katt switched gears and let loose. Katt's never been shy about throwing shade at Tiffany, especially when it comes to her comedy. And just like clockwork, he went in.
6 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love realness.
Oh, because everybody's real.
He said she hadn't earned her stripes in stand-up, despite being around for years. According to Katt, she'd never headlined her own tour or dropped a full-length special. And in his eyes, that meant she didn't deserve the hype. But Katt didn't stop there. He crossed the line and called her an industry plant. He said her rise to fame wasn't real, it was manufactured. And why her, out of all people? According to Katt, it's because she's light-skinned and easy to market to white audiences. He even doubled down by saying there are funnier, more talented black women in the game who've been grinding way longer. But somehow Tiffany keeps getting pushed ahead of them. In Katt's eyes, it just didn't add up. And that's when everything started unraveling. That's when Wanda stepped in, trying to defend Tiffany like,
You at under the sound of my voice, do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy, and then all of a sudden divorced him, then said he her, then wrote a book, then said he didn't, and then now we're at Brad Pitt. So hey, you can say whatever you want. She said she got a disease for JJ. Don't nobody check for that. I support Linnell, Melanie Camacho, Miss Laura, all the people that got skipped over. We are in the only business where as a black woman, what you look like is not supposed to be held against you. And time again, they show you that you can be sidetracked by anything like.
hey, let's not do this. Tiffany's always been real. She was clearly standing up for her as a fellow black woman. But Katt? Oh, he wasn't backing down for nobody. Instead of letting it slide, he doubled down, still saying Tiffany didn't earn her spot and was just another industry puppet. Then, out of nowhere, Wanda swerved the convo and brought up Katt's kids, asking what he cooks for them and stuff. But let's be real, it wasn't a wholesome question. That tone had shade all over it, like she was trying to clown him and flip the power dynamic by dragging his parenting. But Katt ain't the one to play with, period. He spun the whole thing right back and started talking about her kids. The second he said it, Wanda looked shook. She got real uncomfortable, and that's when you could tell things were about to go left.
You got one?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple? Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be.
Yeah. Wanda knows she
what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
well,
didn't.
That's right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
Wanda didn't have a solid comeback, so she tried to shift the heat by bringing up Katt's legal drama. But even that didn't work, so she took a cheap shot at his hair. Girl, mistake of the year. Because if there's one thing Katt Williams is known for, it's being petty on sight. You come for him once, he'll drag you 10 times back. No hesitation. Wanda definitely found that out the hard way. And the mess was just getting started. Katt wasn't done dragging Wanda. After she tried to diss his hair, he snapped back with a savage roast session that left the whole room gasping. He went straight for her wig, her clothes, her makeup, everything. Katt lit her up with jokes so fast, it was like she couldn't even breathe between punches. He clowned her, saying she looked like she made bad potato salad and wore church outfits to a BBQ. On jewelry from the gas station and roasted her cooking so bad folks in the studio couldn't even hold it together. They were straight up crying from laughter. But here's the wild part. Those few minutes on air, they changed everything. That clip went viral instantly. Katt's roast session blew up online, and Wanda became a trending topic, but not in a good way. It wasn't just a funny moment. It turned into a full-on career crisis for her. Radio bosses didn't like the heat, and after that, Wanda basically faded from the scene. She stopped showing up, no more interviews, no follow-ups, just gone. And that's what has people now saying Tiffany low-key blames Katt for ending Wanda's career. Because ever since that roast, Wanda's been MIA. And now with Tiffany taking shots again, fans think she's trying to bring that moment back into the spotlight, to remind folks who really did who dirty. This drama got layers, and none of it is funny anymore. So now, here comes the real twist. Tiffany's been hinting that Katt ruined Wanda's career on purpose, like it was some personal hit.
Since she was 16, you can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to...
And fans are starting to piece it together. They think Tiffany feels like Wanda took heat for trying to defend her, and Katt made an example out of her. Think about it. Wanda jumped in, tried to protect Tiffany, and ended up getting torched on air so bad she practically vanished from the radio world. And now Tiffany's out here throwing subliminals, saying stuff like, "People don't forget how you treat others when the cameras ain't rolling." That had Katt's name all over it. Tiffany's acting like it's deeper than just jokes. Like Katt's been out here purposely dragging women he sees as competition, or ones who align with people he doesn't like. And with the way he went after Wanda, then Tiffany, and even Kevin Hart, it's kinda adding up. Some fans are calling Katt a gatekeeper in disguise, someone who acts like he's against the system, but really tries to block certain people from getting too far in. And Tiffany? She's not having it. She's letting it be known that Katt's bitterness ain't slick, and she's tired of him talking down on her name like she didn't grind for her spot.
TMZ leaked a video that showed Wanda's husband chasing after Katt into a store with a gun in his.
This ain't just comedy beef anymore. It's turning into a war over respect, legacy, and who really controls the spotlight in this game. Are you good? 'Cause Wanda clearly wasn't. After that first roast left her looking cooked, she still had the nerve to come for Katt again, calling him little mama like she wanted smoke. But Katt? He read her for filth and clapped back with, "Get this inmate out of here." Wanda definitely couldn't handle that heat, and that's when things went from messy to straight up dangerous. Katt later accused her of getting her husband and sons to roll up on him in retaliation, allegedly trying to jump him after she got clowned on air.
Ask him something or say something, it was like he kind of came for me. Just because of the respect that I had for him, when he started coming at me, it kind of threw me off. So I didn't know how to retaliate or how to come back because that's not how.
Just days after the radio chaos, Wanda and her crew pulled up on Katt, and security footage doesn't lie. It showed Wanda in a heated argument with him, and just minutes later, her husband was seen chasing Katt into a store. Now here's where it gets wild. Katt said one of the men had a weapon. Wanda's husband denied it at first, saying he dropped the gun while running so it never got pointed. But then, boom! TMZ leaked the footage, and there he was, Wanda's husband running after Katt with a piece in hand. At that point, it was a wrap. Wanda never expected things to spiral like that, but they did. And not long after the drama, she got fired from the radio station. Nobody officially blamed Katt, but let's be real. If it walks like a setup and ends like a scandal, Wanda disappeared after that. The gigs stopped. The buzz faded. And that spotlight? Gone. One roast, one pull-up, and her whole career just vanished.
I was on That's So Raven. I was on all this shit. I did extra work. I was on all of the white people TV shows, the black people TV shows. I used to be on Dance 360, bitch. I've been out of here.
All of this drama went down back in 2018, and for a while, people had let it slide into the background, until Katt brought it back to life during his sit-down with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. And for the first time ever, Katt decided to tell his side. He said the reason he snapped on Wanda so hard that day was simple. She broke a promise. According to Katt, they agreed before the show. No talk about his kids. But once he called her out for defending Tiffany Haddish, she got salty and threw his family into the mix. And if there's one thing about Katt, he don't play when it comes to his privacy. Dude protects his personal life like a pit bull. So when Wanda crossed that line, Katt had zero chill left. She went low, and he said he had no choice but to go even lower. Katt also denied having anything to do with Wanda's downfall. He said she did that all on her own, trying to clown him on air, making slick comments that he claims bordered on homophobic. And here's the kicker. This was all in Atlanta, one of the most LGBTQ supportive cities in the country. So when Wanda went there, a lot of folks stopped writing for her. Then Katt addressed that parking lot madness with Wanda's husband. He said the situation was way more serious than they let on. According to him, they weren't just trying to scare him, they were trying to end him. Katt flat out claimed they were out there trying to unlive him. At this point, this ain't no petty roast. It's turned into full-blown war with real-life consequences. Katt also pulled up to the Willie D Live podcast and didn't flinch. He stood 10 toes down, swearing he had nothing to do with Wanda getting canceled. No phone calls, no shady strings pulled behind the scenes. Just a roast gone viral. That's it, according to him. But Wanda? Oh, she wasn't letting that slide. She straight up called BS on Katt's whole version of the story. She said he wasn't keeping it real and that his energy was off the second he walked into that studio. According to Wanda, Katt showed up on some slick vibes, side-eyeing her, throwing shade, and taking jabs every time she tried to ask a question. She said it felt like he walked in already ready to snap. And it gets deeper. Wanda hinted she still believes Katt came on her show with a plan, like he knew exactly what he was about to do. In her eyes, it wasn't just a heated moment. It was a setup. A trap to humiliate her and tank her career. And the wildest part? Wanda said she doesn't think there's anything she could have done differently to stop it. To her, that roast wasn't random. It was revenge disguised as comedy. Wanda even posted on her IG with a message that hit deep. This is for anyone that come on my page with negative intention. God will deal with you, shorty. Trust me. You could tell she was still carrying the weight of that situation. Sadly, Wanda passed away last year before she and Katt ever got the chance to make peace. And now? Word in these streets is that Tiffany still blames Katt for the way Wanda's career crumbled in her final years. And let's be real. It makes sense why she'd ride for Wanda. That whole mess started because Wanda was standing up for her when Katt tried to come sideways. So now the question is, was Katt really the reason Wanda's career never recovered? Or is Tiffany reaching by holding that grudge? Either way, this drama didn't just fade. It followed them all the way to the end. But what do you think? Was Tiffany right for pointing fingers at Katt, or did she take it too far? Drop your thoughts down below, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and don't forget to share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.